Hello, I'm Maggie Wheeler, the Seaway Valley's Queen of Crime. Welcome back to the Farran Mackenzie 2-Minute Tours. This is where I take you on a tiny trip into the landscape of the Farran Mackenzie Mystery Series, the land of the Lost Villages, and the remains of the old front on the St. Lawrence River. The first time we went to where the Lost Villages started, why they exist at all. This time we're going to go to where the story begins, where Farran's father, Hal Leonard, was murdered in the 1950s during the construction of the St. Lawrence Seaway, where the Lost Village of Aultsville once stood. It's now called the Upper Canada Migratory Bird Sanctuary. In the first book, A Violent End, Farran describes it this way. The Upper Canada Migratory Bird Sanctuary covers 9,000 hectares along the shores of Lake St. Lawrence. It officially opened in 1961, the same year as Upper Canada Village, and it continues to welcome over 20,000 visitors every year to its interpretive center. They come to use the nature trails in the summer and the hiking and skiing trails in the winter. Let's go take a look. Where we're standing now is the Upper Canada Migratory Bird Sanctuary just outside Morrisburg. And I'm standing on what's left of the old Aultsville Road. You can see it going off towards the river behind me. This is where Farran went when she first showed up to find where they'd found her father's body. Because if you keep following this road, you go out to a mud flat where they found his body, and that's where Aultsville actually used to be. I'm standing on a road that used to go along what was called the industrial part of Aultsville. We're still in the Migratory Bird Sanctuary, and this is a very special place because back in the day in the storyline, this is where the lumber yard would have been. And in the present day in the storyline of A Violent End, can you see that great big tree behind me? It's half dead on one side. That's the glade that Farran went to, and the father's killer showed up. And she ran out at top speed and drove out at top speed. That's where it all happened. If I told you that 60 years ago this road was filled with houses, would you believe me? Probably not. But we're still on the Aultsville Road, and there used to be houses on both sides of this road, all the way down to the village. Behind me is the tip of Ault Island. Ault Island started life prior to the Seaway as the outlying farm area of Aultsville. And where we're looking is where in the story, A Violent End, Gordon's house would have been. The water's too high. We'd have to go all the way around there and out to see the mud flat, and I'm not even sure how much of a mud flat would be. But sometimes when the water's low, this whole thing is empty. You know, when I go there, I always find it very haunting because it's such a lush and wild place now. And yet I know that once that was the location of a very pretty, bustling village full of beautiful little brick houses and people and lives. And now it's all gone. And there's not a trace left unless you really know where to look for it. Thank you for walking with me today. I hope to see you in the next Farran Mackenzie 2-Minute Tour.
You look better in your boots. Can see all of you. All right.
Stop.